This episode of the podcast is brought to you by Mapper Forward's first on-demand workshop, How to Become a Coffee Consultant. Available now online for you to learn at your own pace with a certificate available upon completion. Click the link in the show notes to access today for just €50. Welcome to the Daily Coffee Pro by Mapper Forward, friends. I'm your host, Lee Safar, and this is episode 2 of our 5-part series with Mohamad Merhi. And Mohamad is from Cypher Coffee in Dubai. Mohamad, in the last episode, we talked about the rewarding sides of building businesses. What are some of the challenging sides of building a business?
Every day. Every day is like, if so many challenges, and if you don't have that perseverance, forget being smart, forget everything else. It's just that fighting spirit of you should never give up is the key for any business. And challenges are multi-dimensional. There are challenges that are created from within the organization due to inefficiencies between, let's say, departments within the organization. There are challenges in relation to, outside forces that are not within your control, like what happened to us during the pandemic. There are challenges related when it comes to coffee to logistics, in terms of supply chain issues. What I want to highlight is that it starts small and you build your confidence. Never give up. Never, ever give up. That's the whole mentality of Cypher. Never, ever give up, because it's like you start overcoming smaller challenges. And when you overcome smaller challenges, you start developing the skin to overcome even bigger challenges, because the essence of it is very similar, all of the challenges. The idea is to keep working on things. And this is something I really highlight for all my colleagues. And I notice certain people have certain things in them. They have that never give up mentality built in due to life circumstances that happen to them. And hence why you hire people based on attitude, not based on skills in certain positions. At the end of the day, as a leader, every day, my biggest concern is the amount of decisions I have to make in relation to new challenges that I have no experience in. Yet somebody has to do it, and you got to take that in. There's a price that you pay for every decision you make in life, personal or professional. There's a price that you pay. You have to keep that in mind. I was told that my mom, God bless her, told me this, mentioned that to me in Arabic, and it's so true. There's a decision. For every decision you make, there's a price that you're going to pay.
I often say to people that business is going to teach you everything you never wanted to know about yourself.
100%.
It's you see all the ugly parts of yourself and all the fears that you've got within yourself. Business has this way of bringing it all out in you. And I think it's the people who can look that in the face and say, I'm going to find a way to push through this, and I'm going to find a way to see what this is trying to teach me. Whether it's your relationship to money, or it's your relationship to people, or it's your ability to cultivate grit and work, like do the hard work as well as the easy hard work. Some people have issues dealing with government and all that kind of stuff. Like, this journey is made for people who want to learn who they are. And that's often the hardest part of all of it for most of the entrepreneurs that I meet. Can you identify with that?
100%. I'll give you small examples of what you're saying, because the listeners might. For example, when we first set up Cypher, I went to register the name, and I wanted to register Cypher without Cypher Roastery LLC, all of this.
Where does the name come from, by the way?
Oh, the name comes from basically there are a couple of so ciphering is tashfir in Arabic, which is coding,
Coding.
or and basically we're coding the profiles of coffee 01, 002,
I love that.
and you're gonna have to decipher it when you,
Okay.
as well as we're influenced by hip hop a lot, and ciphering in hip hop music is when when you flow in a rap battle without thinking about it, you cipher, you just coming from the, and basically coffee puts you in that state of mind.
حلو.
وكمان as well, furthermore, the ciphering is you can think of a cup of coffee when you place it on a mat or something of that sort, and creates a round a circular shape, which is صفر in Arabic,
Okay.
ciphering. Yeah. So
Zero.
it can mean, it can mean a lot of things.
So back to the government. I'm sorry I interrupted you
Yeah,
there.
so basically, I'll give you an example. So we went, and the guy is like, I told him I want to call it Cypher only. He's like, what do you think, you're Pepsi?
كثر خيرك يا
Yeah,
سيدي.
seriously. Like, I thought you're supposed to be helping and stuff like that. He's like, no, you have to say Cypher Coffee. Anyhow, one of these. So the next day, and then, you start, as I told you, this is a very small challenge, it's nothing like to you. And then the guy, and then I left, I left angry, so I went back. The next day I went, and I saw a different person, and I spoke to that person, and we agreed on a different thing. The name was much shorter than what that other guy suggested. And then a light bulb came, and basically something that we still till this day we do. If we go to try to get something done with the government entities, and if they don't get done, we just leave and come back the next day to see a new. And I would advise everyone to do that, because at the end of the day, it's a human being behind the thing, and some are, some might be having a good day, and you will let things by, and then so just don't get worked up, don't get angry, just leave and come back the next day and try to make it happen.
I mean, these people aren't your business partners, so what say do they have over what you're calling your company?
Please don't let me start, please. It depends, how do you call a business partner, what do you classify as a business partner?
We could go down that rabbit hole deep.
Very deep, because I agree with you, there should be facilitators. In certain circumstances, they compete with you.
Yeah, ما إلهن علاقة بهالشغلة. Like, they don't get a say in something like this. And this is when you see the overreach that certain people have, whether it's the government or whether it's people in the industry who decide that they unsolicited are going to be advisors to your business. Bro, you shouldn't call your company that, or no, you shouldn't do this, or don't buy those coffees, or don't hire that person. Building a business is like painting a canvas. Two people can look at the same thing and create two completely different pictures based on the tiny little decisions that they're making to bring that artwork together. And these people who run businesses from an armchair, like, they've never opened a business in their life, but they're deciding that they know better than everybody else what's supposed to go into a business.
By the way, that's a very good point. Usually these guys have no clue, have never tried opening a business in their life. But some look, I've opened 2 businesses and failed prior to this one. Okay, so
congratulations.
I've always had, so I've always, you don't be afraid of failure, huh? It's a big part of it. It's a big part of it. It's just how you overcome that failure, like how do you look at it, and what do you learn from it? You learn from it. Even like, for example, one of the businesses I opened, it was a timing related matter. It was just the wrong time for this business. Another business was actually undercapitalization. I didn't have enough money to sustain the business. And it's expensive to open up a business in Dubai. It's not cheap. It's really expensive. People have to keep that in mind. In other locations, in other countries, the startup costs might be much less. I think the definition of a small business in Dubai is a very joke? Very big business relative to really you can't sustain it with, you can. Because think of it this way: when you start your own business, you gotta pay your own personal expenses as well. Huh? You have kids that go to school. You have a family. Maybe you're supporting your parents. Maybe you're supporting your brothers. You have to pay rent. You have to do certain things, and all of this is part of your business costs when you're opening up your own business, and it's not cheap in Dubai. It's not something easy.
And people are like, I'm going to go to Dubai. It's tax-free.
Yeah. I'll show you my income statements and my balance sheet. Then you can tell me. It's full of fees, You pay fees, you pay it up front. Yeah. You pay it up front, There are a lot of great things about Dubai relative to the Middle East and even international cities.
100%.
But something we have to highlight, it's definitely costly to start up a business in Dubai.
So you better know what you're doing.
You better.
I'm excited about the number of people who have contacted me and said, because of the series that you guys did at World of Coffee Dubai, we're coming next year and we want to see if there's opportunities for us in Dubai. Fantastic. I think that's amazing, right? But just come with the understanding of what you're getting yourself into and understanding that just because it's Dubai and it's tax-free, it has its own challenges. It really has its own challenges.
It's not tax-free anymore. I mean,
You're right.
By next month, we're going to be charged 9% corporate tax, and as well as you pay a lot of fees, and the fees you pay them upfront prior, like tax you pay it at the end. The fees you pay them upfront. So basically, that's one thing I hope Dubai, targets and works around, because for a startup, the most important thing is to keep the money.
Cash flow.
Yeah, cash flow is super important. When you take it up front from them, you're actually really hurting them, because every penny counts when you're starting up a business.
Yeah, you cripple a business's ability to operate. So in the next episode, folks, we're going to be talking about this fine line between running a values-based business and a profit-based business. And Mohamad's someone who oozes values. Like when you go into Cypher, you can see them everywhere. So we're going to have that conversation about how he traverses between those two things in the next episode. So join us. Peace, love, and peanut butter. Have an amazing rest of your day. Thanks for tuning in, friends. There are 2 ways you can support this podcast. Firstly, become a paid member of our YouTube channel. Secondly, you can join our Patreon for as little as $3 a month. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video before you leave, and check the show notes for more information. Now, this is what you should check out next.